Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new paint and talk, and this time I want to just share with you my first steps in wargaming. So how I arrived into the wargame, and yeah, how I start collecting miniatures. So I will say that yeah, when I was 12, 14, I was playing a lot. I was a big fan of strategy games in PC. And of course, nothing to do on what we see today. Was the games were quite more simple in graphics. I was playing a lot also type of Sim City games. So a lot of these games that you have to organize yourself, you have to plan. I was playing a lot of type of strategy games that were much simpler of what we have today compared to Total War or something like that, right? So I was playing a lot that, and then suddenly I had a friend that started explaining me about RPG. So then we start playing. A group of friends, we start playing a lot of RPG, and this was when I was more or less 14, 15. We start playing RPG. We start playing a Lord of the Rings a lot, and then we play Roll Master. So it was the games of that period. We jump into Dungeons and Dragons. It was called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and I was directing games of RuneQuest. So we were playing a lot RPGs at this period of time. The problem we had with the RPGs is that you need a minimum 4 or 5 people, and there was a moment when we started going to university. Even before that was difficult. Also, was difficult to maintain the group of friends to keep playing RPGs. And then in Spain, when I was at that period, my parents had a second house in the beach, and it was quite normal that we spend the full summer in a different location. So I was not connected with my friends, and there I started meeting other people, and I started introducing them also to RPGs, and we were playing a lot of board games because I always have a lot of tendency to play board games when I was a kid. So then arrived a friend of mine. We were three friends there, very close friends, on this village, where we were spending the summer and most of the weekends. And this person introduced me to BattleTech, and this I will say this was the first war game, but was a war game on board, so was not really with miniatures, were cartoons. Instead, was very old, was from FASA, I think, and there was no miniatures inside. There were like pieces of cartons simulating the mechs, and yeah, we were playing a lot of BattleTech. Then we played as well what was called Aerotech. That was the the dog fight of the different space fighters, more than species, were space fighters, and we're playing a lot as well. Then we had the supplement of City Tech, that was the supplement to play with tanks and in the city with infantry. So we were really into BattleTech, and we played BattleTech at least for a year and a half. But it was very intense. So I remember that during this summer, I was introduced to that. They explained the rules, and yeah, I was super fan of BattleTech at the period. We were playing every day for 1 month. So I remember every day we were spending about, I would say, it was the summer holiday. So we were playing, dedicating about, what I would say, 6-7 hours a day for a month. So this created a lot of experience on playing BattleTech in a very fast period, in a very short period. So we start playing a lot of BattleTech, and then we start inventing some campaigns and try to go because yeah, there was a moment that we completely have a good control of the dynamics of BattleTech, and we just decided to start making campaigns and start making our own rules. So very much like is the narrative playing game that we see today in Age of Sigmar or in Warhammer 40k. You know, we were trying to do some more narrative link games where your mechs, if were damage, you get this damage and then you need to repair, and maybe you have a damage mech for the next battle. So what's quite interesting, we really enjoyed, we played a lot, we combined Aerotech, that was the fighters, with the mech fighting, so really we did some complex games there. And then the summer go over, everyone goes to his respective cities, because we were living in different cities, not far away from each of us, but we were in different cities. Normally in the winter we did not have too much contact. So next summer I meet again with these friends, ready to play some games, and then had a friend that told me about Warhammer and what is the advantage of Warhammer and how to play without the board. And I was thinking, wow, this is interesting. And I know that there were rules as well to play Battletech without board, but the problem we were facing is that the Battletech is very important, the orientation of the mechs, and you need to put them on a hexagonal basis, right? Or at least in that period. And we did not have any miniature of Battletech. Most of all, we were playing always with cartons, because this was what was coming on the box. So we will not have miniatures in that version. They were cartons, and then you was important how you orient them on the hexagons, and where you were playing on a hexagonal board. So yeah, I remember that this was the first step. Let's say, why we don't play a game? And my friend had some Elder, so he was already playing during the winter with another friend of him. He was living in Barcelona. I was not living exactly in the city. I was living about 30 kilometers away, but you know, when I was 16 I did not have car, and yeah, for me it was like, in Spain just this distance is quite big sometimes and you don't move from your town. So I was very interested on Warhammer and say, well, let's play a game. I tried to play with orcs, because normally the starter set was with orcs. The starter set had orcs and Space Marines, the second edition starter set. We tried to play with orcs, but we wanted to play X amount of points, I don't remember, and I remember that we did not have enough miniatures to play with orcs at the point that we wanted to play. So I decided, why I don't try Chaos? So let me try Chaos, because I saw that the miniatures were more expensive in points, and we proxied everything, so my army was full proxy, so I did not have any Chaos miniature. I was playing with orcs and Space Marines, my Chaos army, and I was playing like that for quite some games. But of course, when I was introduced, there was not a shop close by where to go to buy. I did not have money at the moment in time, so because I was studying the secondary school, so I really did not, and yeah, so I was playing 100% proxy army, so my chaos were made with orcs. And I really enjoyed the first game, although I was crushed completely. So the elders in second edition were quite strong, and yeah, and what I think was just at the beginning of the second edition, just after, yeah, I think was really the beginning. Rocktride was released, was stopped just I think maybe 1 year before, so I really play a lot on second edition Warhammer 40k. So I really like, and then I went to the Games Workshop store that was in Barcelona, and I started collecting Chaos. So, but yeah, the first game was like that, so my friend introduced to that, we played, we enjoyed, and yeah, I was playing proxy for a long time. And then he's playing me how to pay miniatures. My friend was very kind, and he's playing me how I have to pay miniatures. And we start, yeah, just with the White Dwarf, with what I can. So I tried to do my own painting scheme, was completely terrible. And I really, yeah, remember that we were sharing our experiences, how to paint, and it was difficult because there wasn't that period, there was not too much, I would say, places where to learn how to paint. So mainly the White Dwarf, and what the friends can explain to you, and if you go to the shop, sometimes if the shop manager knows, he was explaining you how to paint miniatures. But yeah, and if you remember on the 90s, the colors were really bright, so it was completely different type of painting than what we have today in our games or in our miniatures. And this is why I have my painting style is with some bright colors sometimes. So I will say that yeah, my first experience was that. So playing with a lot of proxy, and then I remember when we start, I was really looking to see what is the optimized list for me, the optimized army. There was not so much list sharing in internet. Well, I did not have internet at the period, so it doesn't matter if there was something in internet. Internet was even not there. To be fair, it was too small, and there was nothing about Warhammer 40k. So, well, we did not have at that period. I think I was still using MS-DOS, so I don't think I even had Windows in my computer. So yeah, this was my first step. So I started collecting, and I remember that my first collection was to buy the first great demons of Chaos. So I had that were metal and were dwarf, completely dwarf if you compare today, are even smaller than a demon prince. So they are really small miniatures if you compare what we have today as great demons. But this was my first miniatures, and then I started collecting. Remember that Chaos did not have codex, so it was difficult for me to compete against Elder. And I remember we were playing a lot of Hero Hammer at the period in time. I enjoy it, so for me the tools were really just to fill the mandatory things, and between the demons and my all my Chaos Space Marine heroes, I was trying to win the game, and they were just giving the game at the period. And then we went, I started collecting and painting and so on, and I started growing my army of Chaos Space Marines. And there was a moment that I was thinking to change again to Orcs, because really the Chaos did not have codex until really almost the end of the second edition. So an Orcs had codex before. I was thinking, okay, why I don't change to Orcs, and start collecting Orcs. I have some Orcs from that period, but the Chaos Codex came very fast with the great miniature of Abaddon that we all know. And yeah, I decided to get a stick on Chaos, and I keep collecting Chaos. And this is how, yeah, this is mainly my first steps in Warhammer 40k and in the Wargaming community. So I start first playing a lot of Battletech for a summer, a lot of hours on that. And then the next summer we were playing a lot of Warhammer 40k. Then when I was 18 is when I really exploded and I really started playing a lot of Warhammer. I had my car, and then yeah, with my car, well, I had my driving license. I was using the car of my mother just to go to visit my friend that was about 20-30 minutes away by car, and we were playing games and we were enjoying more than the winter, so we didn't have to wait anymore for summer to keep playing, and we were playing also over the winter. So this is my first steps, and yeah, this is my first experience on Warhammer, on the Wargame community. I hope you find this interesting, and please, if you, I will be very happy to know how you started in the Wargaming. Yeah, how you start Wargaming, because what you're learning at the same time as your friend, is a friend introduced to you, you went to a shop. How was your first experience? This is the interesting thing. Leave it in the comments below. As I say, in my case, were friends of mine introducing to me, and then we started going to the shop. I remember the shop was very easy to go, because there was a train direct, was a train that had a train station just in front of the shop, so it was easy to me to go there. So yeah, it was the starting point. And then I remember going to the shop with my €3 and trying to buy something with €3 or €6 at the moment in time. So and well, we were not even using euros when I was starting the Wargaming. We were using the Spanish currency that was pesetas. So yeah, this was the start. I have very nice regrets, very nice memories on how I start playing my first steps in the Warhammer and I really enjoyed I remember that we tried to make our own scenarios. I remember we played a scenario that there was a war that was dying, and then after at the end of each turn there was like a hair shake, and you have to test initiative for your models, and then some models were slain because maybe they were falling inside of a crack or something like that. So we were really trying to play. We were not doing competitive play. There was not too many tournaments. We were not into tournaments at all, and we were really inventing and trying to go to the next level in each game, and trying to we play with we play even with DM on our games. So we had a person directing the game director, and then he was creating rules, and he was creating, and we tried to create some fluff around the game. So this was how we started. So we started a little bit competitive, but at the same time we tried to mix the narrative there, because we thought that when you were able to add narrative, some strange rules like dying walls and all these type of things, we really enjoyed. We were 3 people, and then normally there was 1 person preparing the scenario and the other 2 people playing, and the person that was not playing was creating these wiki rules to interact with the people playing and making rules to make the game more interesting. So this is how I started. Very nice experience. I always have good memories of this period. I remember that, yeah, if you have seen my channel, I share sometimes some of my first painted miniatures. I have to say that most of them, I touch them, but I try to conserve most of them as they were painted in that period in time. And yeah, I had very good memories on my start on Wargaming. So that's all for this. Now looking for your comments, looking for your experiences. And as usual, this is a video response to Vince Venturella topic of the week. I think it's quite interesting topic. And yeah, and if you want to see more of that, you also can go to Vince Venturella video. So find the link in the description below, and there you can also share your experiences. As usual, thanks a lot for watching this video, and see you again later. Bye!